Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about surviving a difficult manager. Many people, or many people who work, who are in corporate or who do any form of job, will have managers. You will have a team lead or a manager. And the popular notion or the popular saying is that managers are many people think their managers are wicked, their managers hate them. But tonight, I'm going to ask a question, or today, I'm going to ask a question. Does your manager really hate you? Is your manager really the problem? If you were a manager, would you employ yourself? These are questions that I want you to ponder on and think about as I take you through this journey. Now, before we begin this journey, let's establish one thing. Your manager, your team lead, has a manager. Your manager, in many cases, will not be his own boss. Your manager would have someone else that is managing him. Mhm. And your manager also has KPIs. He has targets and goals to meet, just like you also have targets and goals to meet. Now, disclaimer before I begin, this is not to make an excuse for people who have this is not to discountenance or disregard the concerns of people who have really gone through a difficult times in the hands of their former, or who are going through a difficult times in the hands of their existing manager. I am not saying that your feelings are not valid. I'm not saying you've not been mistreated. This video is aimed at some people who think their manager is the problem, while in actual fact they may be the problem. One thing I'm very good at is observation. I try not to be the center of the drama, but I try to know what the drama is about. Yes. And I have observed that many people complain about their manager hating them, while in actual fact, they are the problem. I'm being honest with you. Sometimes, if you remove sentiment and observe and see things, and if you're a truthful person, you would agree that many people who are employed, who are in a team, are not pulling their weight. Sometimes they know they're not pulling their weight. Other times they do not know they're not pulling their weight. There are people who are within a team, they're not pulling their weight, and they do not want to be told, you're not pulling your weight. Can you please pull your weight? There are people who are in a team and they do not understand the laws of power. I do not believe in that book, 788 Laws of Power. I don't believe in that book, but there are some lessons to speak out. Let me tell you something. The number one rule in every organization is do not try to outsmart the master. Yes, in that organization, your manager is a master. Do not make the mistake of trying to make your manager look dumb and you look smart. You will lose that battle. I can guarantee you that. That's just how power works. And I know you hate it, but that's how power works. Another thing, do not make the mistake to be the antagonistic person. You know, they're in a team. Manager is giving instructions or giving directions for the next quarter, for the next month, and you're just the antagonistic person. You've taken it upon yourself to be your personal responsibility to just fight and fight and fight the manager. Don't make that mistake. In every organization that you work, you must identify power and respect power. Let me tell you something, power is power. It doesn't matter that the person holding the power is someone that you dislike, someone that you joined the organization 50 years before they joined, they still have power and they're going to wield that power. Another thing, there are people in the organization whose aim is to make their manager look bad. Their aim is to just make sure their manager look bad. They go about castigating their manager, justifiable for justifiable reasons or for non-justifiable reasons. I don't know why they are doing that. If you set out to make your manager look bad and your manager identifies that you set out to make him or her look bad, be best believe that your manager will ensure to make you look bad also. Yeah, that's just how life works. If you make your manager your enemy intentionally or unintentionally, he would fight back in the best way he knows how to. And because he holds the bigger power, hmm, now, I'm not, again, another disclaimer, I am not justifying indiscriminate use of managerial power. I am not justifying managers that are absolutely evil and terrible. What I am saying is, as adults, you need to come to the place of taking responsibility to understand that many of the problems you're facing in your workplace may not be as a result of bad management. It may just be because of you. Are you a competent staff? Are you a good staff? Would you? There's a question I asked someone, that I know who came to me complaining, and I asked them because I know this person on a personal level, and I asked this person, if you were a manager, would you employ yourself? And they laughed because I know that if I was a manager, I would not employ that person in my team. So the essence of this video is that whilst you have a difficult manager, you have a terrible manager who hates you and is making you go through hell, I want you to first of all spend some time self reflecting, do some self introspection to see how have I contributed to this thing. Every manager and every team has a vision. Have you been working in accordance with the vision of that team? Or you've made yourself the self-appointed rebellious person? Because if you instigate rebellion, how rebellion works, that if you make yourself a rebellious person, how it works is that the person who has a bigger power would want to subdue you, and that's when you start experiencing problems that you should not experience. Another reason why you might be fighting or having a difficult time with your manager is because you're a professional office gossip. You have been saying the things you should not say to the wrong people. And those people, they've been using the things you said to them to buy favor from your manager. It is just human beings. Managers are human beings, and it's very difficult for human beings to be very unbiased. And no one would like to think that, oh, you should be unbiased, but human beings have emotion, and it's actually very difficult for them to be unbiased most of the time. So, have you been engaging in office gossip? Have you been saying things that you should ordinarily not say to anyone else, and you've been saying it to the wrong people? Perhaps they're the ones that have been sabotaging you. So, you know, as you this week, as you intend to write that complaint against your manager, as you intend to pray for those of you that are Christians about that your manager, and to say, that your manager, God should do this and do that, or as you go about complaining about your manager this week, ask yourself a simple question. If I was a manager managing myself, how would I feel about it? I believe that many people who are in careers, who work in a team, need to start doing self appraisal. Do not wait for the quarterly or 6 months or yearly appraisal at work. Begin to self appraise yourself and ask yourself this question. If I was the manager, would I employ myself? And if that question is no, ask yourself another question. If I was the manager in this team, how would I feel about myself? How would I feel about this behavior? And if the answer is in the negative, perhaps it's time to start doing things differently. Perhaps it's time to let go of rebellion and try to work with the vision of your manager or the vision of the team. Perhaps it's time to consider rebuilding the relationship with your manager. Perhaps it's time to stop blaming everyone but yourself. I think it's time to start doing things differently. God bless you. See you on my next video. Bye for now.